Hi everyone, this is one of those videos that I simply can't speak over the entire thing. I tried to do that about a minute ago. I spoke for 10 minutes, the quality wasn't great, and I didn't have a lot to say. So I only have a couple things to say about today, and then I really need to go to bed because I have school tomorrow, and even though we have online classes again, I still need to sleep, and I still need to wake up somewhat early. I need to wake up at around 7 in the morning. So I don't know what the time is right now, but I'm not going to get that much sleep. So that explains why I'm not going to speak over this entire thing. Unless I keep going like I'm already going. Anyway, today I did 10 sets of 11 squats and Romanian deadlifts, which is adding 1 rep to every single set on both of those exercises, going from a total of 200 reps of leg stuff to 220 reps. That's adding 10% volume from last week, and it was not noticeable. I felt better after this than I felt after last week, and that is because my body is starting to adapt to these extremely high reps. Since they were never very close to failure, it can actually feel better week to week for, 1 or 2 more weeks before adding reps really gets to me and I hit a wall with the fatigue and I really have to, push and grind to get through. Now, I have 2 more things to say about today's workout. Number 1 has to do with pressing. I did a 4 sets of 10 bench press today after overhead pressing. And that was really significant since last week I did 3 sets of 10. It was an absolute mega max. And today I did 4 sets of 10 with 60 kilos. Now people may think that, but then you've got a pretty weak bench press. You've lost a lot of bench press strength since most people can do 3 sets of 10 with 70%. I want to just clarify that I did that after overhead pressing, which really fatigued my triceps and my shoulders and my upper back. So that explains why my bench press is so difficult to progress on these days, because I'm doing it after overhead pressing. Now, I'm going to keep the overhead press at 3 sets of 10. Eventually, it's going to become easier over time, and simultaneously, I'll be able to add sets on the bench. So the goal is just to keep the overhead press at 3 sets of 10, and then add sets on the bench press until I get to 10 sets of 10 there with 60 kilos. And then after that, I'm probably going to either keep that bench press at 10 sets of 10 and then start upping the overhead press to get closer to 10 sets of 10 so we can go for that extremely high volume. Or I have the other alternative of just going for, building up to 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 13, something less extreme on the overhead press. Or I can keep the overhead press the same again and then start working on incline, which will carry over more. So I have a lot of options, and I can also add, God forbid, I can add 2.5 kilos to the overhead press as well. So that's going to progress. The bench is going to progress on these days. I don't see any issues there. It's going to be very difficult. Every set added is not going to be easy, and that's because I started off hard, and I'm already in a good, process of continually striving for improvement in these lifts. Final thing for today, pulling went better than it did otherwise today, and that was because I was somewhat sloppy on the Romanian deadlifts. I didn't go quite as deep and I didn't hip hinge quite as much. Now, my hip was hurting last week and it was completely pain-free today, but I didn't want to risk it by doing a very big angle, creating a very strong angle in my hip by doing too much of a hip hinge pattern on the Romanian deadlifts today. So I avoided that. I went a bit more upright, a bit more squatty, although still keeping it very much a Romanian deadlift. And since I did the reps a lot snappier, a lot faster, my grip managed to... I didn't have to hold on to the bar as long. And the result of that was at the end of this workout, I managed to not only complete the pull-ups, the exact same reps and sets that I did last week, but also do 2 sets of 10 inverted rows after, which last week I only managed to get 1 set of 8 and then 1 set of 7. So this was a productive workout. I have made progress across across the board from last week, apart from when it comes to the overhead press and the pull-ups, which are both movements that will be trained to a greater extent in 1 or 2 months. And it's not their time to shine right now. It's not their time to get completely, those muscles, it's not their turn to get completely battered into the ground. We have to, train everything, but I'm right now emphasizing the squat and the bench press, and later I'm going to emphasize the deadlift a bit more, in 2 or 3 months. I'm going to start doing that, and in around 1 month or 1.5 months, I'm going to start focusing on the overhead press and the pull-ups a little bit more than I'm doing right now, but keep the bench focus as well. So that's what my training looks like, and I'm still doing squats on the screen here, so imagine my volume right now. 10 sets of 11. I'm doing crazy shit, and I'm getting crazy gains from it. I'm making good progress. I also figured out what my goals are for this year. I'm considering making a video on that, so comment down below if you think I should do that. Otherwise, I'm probably not going to do it, since I always make goal videos and always fail, and it's like, it makes me kind of anxious. But this year, I've matured more, and I think I've set reasonable goals, and I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to bulk to a certain number, and I'm going to get my lifts to certain numbers within certain time frames. So I figured out what I want to do this year, and that pretty much sums up today's workout. So I'm going to turn the lights off, and I will see you guys on Monday most likely. Goodbye. when your parents finally leave so you can take a fat shit.